Well, welcome back to day 2 about talking about your audio. And today we're going to look at a couple of ways that you can work on your audio without having to spend $170 for microphones. We're going to look at one free way if you have the iPhone 16. I don't remember if it works on the 15 or not. I do know it works on the 16. And it's something we've talked about before. And then I'm going to show you a website you can go to. You can use it for free, or I would recommend that you pay $9.95 a month if you're going to use it like once a week, a couple of times a week. I will say that before, last couple of times I've been making the video using this little setup, which is what I sort of recommended that you get if you're going to do videos where you want to pick it up and walk around and talk. It can do everything for you. It can use it as a selfie stick. You can use it as, a tripod to set it down somewhere. And for a little bit of money, you can do that. But that's not what I use when I'm in the house. When I'm in the house, I use the Ulanzi MT79. You've heard me talk about that a lot. And the reason I like it is because it tilts. It's actually a light stand. It's not supposed to be a selfie stick or a tripod, but it's a light stand. And it goes to like 6'3", I think, so that you can get those shots of like walking up and looking up at the camera, which I've used a few times. But I've just got it sitting here with my phone on it, and I have the DJI Mic Mini that I'm using right now. I'll put a link to the Ulanzi MT79. If you're just going to make videos in your home and you just want to do like straight on talking head vlogging, or you want to shoot like B-roll pretty easily in your house. I also use this outside, but I'm just saying that, if walking around doing handheld talking videos is not what you think you're going to do, then my recommendation is to get the Ulanzi MT79. Now, people have said, Tim, they should put you to work. They should pay you a commission because you sell more Ulanzi stuff than anything. And they're right, but I don't get any money from any of this. So, take that with a grain of salt. So I have the Ulanzi MT79, and I have let me just unscrew this, and I have the Ulanzi ball head and the Joby. That's what I have, those three things. And so I don't remember what the MT79 costs. It's not much, but I'll put that price up here on the screen when I go in to edit this video. I'm going to make a short clip that we're going to listen to the audio the way it is using the microphones on the phone. And then I'm going to take you through some ways to edit that without having to spend a lot of money. So I don't consider $9.95 a month to be a lot of money, especially when you can do it month to month and you don't have to pay for a year subscription. We'll get there. Before I do that, let me just say that most of the iPhones have 4 cameras. I know the iPhone 16 has 4 microphones. There are 2 at the base of the microphone over here. Well, I'm not recording the screen so you can't see it, but over here where the USB-C plug is, there are 2 microphones there, and they're used basically for phone calls and Siri and whatever. And then there is, on the self-facing camera, there is a microphone there in the bezel at the top of the phone that's picking me up right now. And then there is another microphone on the back side of the phone that goes with the 3 main cameras on that side. When you are recording like this, and you don't have a microphone attached, like right now, this is the only microphone I'm picking up. Those 4 microphones on the phone are pointless because they're not in use. But if I didn't have this, all 4 of those microphones are recording at the same time. So it's recording this sound all around you, not just the sound coming at you. And so we'll look at a couple of ways on the iPhone 16 using iOS 18. I don't know how far back this goes. Your phone may be too old for this. So if it is, you can just sort of jump through this part of the video. But I'm going to record a short clip and then we're going to make some edits to it a few times to show you what it sounds like each time. So let me turn this off. I'm going to disconnect the microphone. All right, this is what it sounds like with no microphone in, and I've purposefully moved myself back a little bit away from the phone to get this larger picture. This is where I would typically sit and what it would typically sound like in my house. And now we're going to go through some various editing processes to see what it sounds like. All right, so that was the original audio. Now, when you go into, we're talking about the iPhone here, but when you go into the photo album and you find that clip and you open up to edit it, you'll see that there is an audio mix there to edit in. And there are options to that. There is in frame, which means that what it's going to do is if you're using the self-facing camera like I'm using here, it's going to eliminate all the other microphones in the recording and just do whatever I'm saying in frame, okay? If I was using the other side of the camera recording somebody else, then it would eliminate this camera and only keep that camera, so in frame. And then there is studio, which is sort of what it sounds like if you were to do a recording, you know, with some limits to it. And then there is cinematic. So I'm gonna play each of these for you in turn so you can hear what they sound like. All right, this is what it sounds like with no microphone in, and I've purposefully moved myself back a little bit away from the phone to get this larger picture. This is where I would typically sit and what it would typically sound like in my house. And now we're going to go through some various editing processes to see what it sounds like. All right, this is what it sounds like with no microphone in, and I've purposefully moved myself back a little bit away from the phone to get this larger picture. This is where I would typically sit and what it would typically sound like in my house. And now we're going to go through some various editing processes to see what it sounds like. All right, this is what it sounds like with no microphone in, and I've purposefully moved myself back a little bit away from the phone to get this larger picture. This is where I would typically sit and what it would typically sound like in my house. And now we're going to go through some various editing processes to see what it sounds like. Now, I think you would agree that in frame didn't really do a lot because it kept all of the echo in the room. But going into studio and cinematic made a difference. And so you could, if you were recording this in your home and you were recording a video on your phone like I'm doing now, you could just go in and make that change. You remember we said at the beginning when we were setting up settings, we went in and we made sure that the audio, camera audio, was set to spatial audio. So it has to be on spatial audio or you're not going to see those options. It also has to be a newer phone and on iOS 18. So there are a lot of limitations here and some of you may not have that. But that's one way to do it. I'm going to show you another way, and that is to actually upload the video to a website. So let's go there. Okay, I'm on a website called Adobe Podcast, or it's actually podcast.adobe.com/enhance. I'm going to put a link to this in the description below. It used to be that you could only upload audio files. And when they did this change to version 2, you can now upload video files. Now, on the free version, you can only upload audio files, and you can only upload an hour's worth of audio every day. and you cannot change the default setting. So there's a lot of limitations to the free version. But in the paid version, $9.95 per month, which is what I use. So you'll see over here on the top right, you'll see my initials up there. That shows you that I'm signed in. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to choose files from the library. And the file that I want to choose is this 27-second clip right here. And I'm just going to click Add. Now you can see down here that file is uploading. It will upload the MOV file, and it's going to enhance the speech. And so I'm going to let that do its thing, and then I'm going to come back to this when it's done. Okay, so you can see that the video file has been uploaded, and it will allow me to play it back, and it also has a 90% strength. Now, the 90% strength is a lot, but that's the default. If you were to export just the audio from this file and upload it on the free version, this is what you get. But I'm going to pull it down to about 75 for the purpose of this video. And then I'm going to download that file. Right here's the download button into my files, and I will pull it back over here and show you what that sounds like. All right, this is what it sounds like with no microphone in, and I've purposefully moved myself back a little bit away from the phone to get this larger picture. This is where I would typically sit and what it would typically sound like in my house. All right, so there you are. You can spend $169 and get the Cadillac. There are other brands out there that sell quality microphones just like this. Holylark, I think, is a new sort of brand out there that has a mini version microphone. It makes, really good quality. I have no idea what they cost. This is just my choice, the DJI Mini. Or you can choose something that works for you internally in the camera or in the phone to actually edit the audio through spatial audio. Or you can pay $9.95 a month and upload it to Adobe Podcast Enhance. I uploaded it directly from my phone. It downloads to files. Doesn't download to your photo library, downloads to files. And then you'll have to either pull it into your photo library if you're going to edit it here, or you can airdrop it to your laptop or your desktop, whatever it is you're using. The $9.95 a month allows you to upload video files in addition to audio files, and you get up to 4 hours of recording per day. I think that on the free version, you're limited to 1 gigabyte, and I think here you have access to 4 gigabytes. I don't remember what that limit is. You can look that up yourself if you go down to look at the site. So let me know what you think about these kinds of things and how, there's no really easy way to do this except to plug in a microphone. That's the easy way. And the easier it is, the more expensive it is. So let me know what you think in the comments, and we will move on to another aspect of making vlogs tomorrow.